Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rock and Roll Spot Match with the weekly comic book live stream. Got a few comic books here, so let's go ahead and dive right on in. We're going to kick off the week with Avengers number 3, continuing the Dark Host story, where space gods go to die. So picks up with Ghost Rider and She-Hulk beating up more of these giant bugs. And then she smashes a hole in the ground, and well, he follows because, like, okay, she probably knows what's up, at least better than he does. Messing with Carol Danvers, Iron Man, and Thor in order to help the final host out, and letting it be known that that Odin is partially responsible for what's going on. Yeah, but Loki relieves Captain Marvel of her warp grenades, and Cap throws a shield at them. Hits, and they get warped into they all get warped into the sun. Meanwhile, in the center of the Earth, Doctor Strange and Black Panther continue to fight the same giant bugs that She-Hulk and Ghost Rider were fighting. When She-Hulk and Ghost Rider arrive. In the sun, Captain America was saved at Captain America and Loki were saved at the last instant. Was saved by Loki at the last instant, and it had no effect on the final host. And Cap tries a pretty decent joke when Loki says, "You know, there will be no battle between the Avengers and the final host." And then Cap says, "Good, I said to surrender." Captain Marvel and Iron Man have a bit of an argument. Thor tells them to cease their civil warring. When Ghost Rider shows up with Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and She-Hulk. At the North Pole, Loki introduces the Hulk to the fallen Celestial, which Odin and his Avengers, his primordial Avengers, assaulted way back in Marvel Legacy #1. Anyway, so the team splits up. Black Panther and Captain Marvel go into Alpha Flight Station to study the bugs. Iron Man and Doctor Strange are going to go talk to the Eternals. Thor and the Hulk go to old Asgard, mainly to talk shit to Odin. Meanwhile, Loki shows Captain America the progenitor, the father father of the Avengers, the father of you all. That's where the issue ends. It looks like we're going to have a bit of an argument between Thor and Odin next issue. Oh, decent issue. Moving on to Amazing Spider-Man and New Year Vows, number 20. Beginning of the Weird Science story. And I'm so stoked that Mr. Sinister's involved. Still. So, a couple of tourists were walking around New York, being tourists, and they're attacked by what appears to be Annie. We can't really see her because of the shadows, but yeah. Then Annie wakes up from a bad dream. Also, it's worth noting that Annie has a little Banff stuffed Nightcrawler. And there's a video of the attack of what she dreamed on social media. Of course, her parents were kind of, she denies it's her. Her parents don't entirely believe her, and so she's thrown out of school. Meanwhile, Spider-Man goes and talks to Wolverine. Gets, sniffs out the scene. Informs him that someone that smells like Annie was there. And so they talk. They go have the beer that Logan told Peter he was owed. And so Peter looks at the options. Worst case scenario, Annie's gone full supervillain. And Wolverine's kind of like, you'd rather if we're trying to make a super team, she ain't going to turn heel just like that. Then option 2, mind control. Of course, there's the why. Maybe just create spider-shaped heroes. Someone really hates tourists. Number 3, alternate dimensions / time displaced Annie. To which Logan replies, infinite possibilities, infinite headaches. Number 4, a clone. And that pisses Peter up to no end because, well, clones, Spider-Man, it's a thing. And he starts to get pissed off. And, if someone cloned Annie, and then Logan explains, then maybe there's a kid out there who needs your help. They talk, explains it, and it's like, okay, yeah, Logan's right. Of course he's right. It's Logan. So, anyways, after school, Annie has a waking dream of sorts, kind of similar to the dream she had. This time, however, she suits up, follows where it is, and faces down with that. Her first concern is the fact that her clone has a cooler costume. They duke it out, and it's like, they're in each other's heads. And sadly, Sarah, the best guess, gets away and goes back to Mr. Sinister, her creator. And explains to Sinister that she was Annie's match in every way. So, of course, makes Sinister happy. It's a very promising start. So, Okay. Very interesting first part of the story. Again, I love the fact that Sinister's involved. So Mr. Sinister is is to me a very underappreciated villain. I wouldn't necessarily underutilized. Sometimes people put him in the wrong spots, in my opinion. But here at least have a good idea where to have him. Up next, though, moving on to Infinity Countdown Champions. All right, quick recap. The Champions are a group of teenage heroes. They are, to be honest, they're kind of at this point, they're kind of the Teen Titans of the Marvel Universe. So here's the quick recap for Infinity Countdown. When the Infinity Stones were reborn, the universe was thrown into chaos as both heroes and villains raced to locate them. And as battles broke out where they were found. The leader of the Chitauri, Warbringer, sought the Power Stone, hoping to use it to reclaim his planet from Thanos' control. Now the champions are about to end up right in the middle of it all. So, starts off, Nova's helmet wakes him up in the middle of the night. There's a distress call from another Nova. You know, Warbringer's attack. And so Sam gets up and tells his mom he's got to go into space. And she says, "Hey, maybe call the Champions because they can help." So he calls them to leave basically voicemails like, "Hey, look, I'm going to be gone in space for a while. I might not be back." But Vision doesn't actually sleep, so she picked up the call immediately. And the message gets out to the rest of the Avengers, the Champions, with the exception of Spider-Man, because he's still recovering in the hospital. Also, Hulk is not picking up. So when Nova explains it's Warbringer, well, the Champions say, "Yeah, we're coming, whether you like it or not." So Nova basically flies their transport into space, literally carries the damn thing. That is not made for space travel. They arrive at the planet where the distress signal came from, and it's been decimated. A little drone picks up basically images of them and is told to keep watching them. Anyway, there's a transmission being picked up from another Nova Corps installation. Scott Adist, most recently showed up in the end of Despicable Deadpool, trying to figure out what's going on, and Sam tells him, and then gives the transmission. But Ironheart realizes that the energy signature left by Warbringer can be tracked, and so they follow it. Warbringer and Nova go head to head, and Warbringer basically grabs Nova and says, "Yeah," and throws him from orbit to the planet. So here we discover that the Chitauri army is kneeling in wait. No, they've not been given orders to attack, and so or defend themselves or anything. So they simply are dormant. And then we find out that Thanos And of course, like as I mentioned, Thanos is in charge. So another Chitauri comes in and says that some strange younglings have arrived close by. And Thanos says, "They're nothing." And of course, Warbringer shows up. Saying that Thanos brings shame to his people. And, like, Thanos like, "You think you can destroy me and set them free?" Warbringer says, "No. To fight you is to die in an instant. Go on. The Chitauri were once masters and now they are slaves. I cannot abide this humiliation." So, Warbringer's plan is to destroy the Chitauri and wipe the stain from race's history. Thanos says, "Yeah, okay, whatever. I really don't care." So Warbringer starts killing them. It's explained that they will not defend themselves, so they have not been ordered to by their king. So they decide best course of action, only course of action is to save the bad guys from the bad guy. Okay, this will be a two-part miniseries. The next issue coming out next month. It should be interesting. That'll be pretty much be leading right into Infinity War Prime, or Infinity Wars Prime, I should say. And we'll be continuing on the cosmic note here in a moment. Yeah. All right. So, Infinity Countdown, Black Widow. This is a one-shot. So, a mysterious package showed up at one of Black Widow's dead drops. This concerned her because, for several reasons. One, Wolverine is the one who left it. At the time, he was believed to be dead. And two, the package was an Infinity Stone, and those things are nothing but trouble. So, we also get a list of who all has which stone. So, okay. Ultron has the Soul Stone. I think it's actually been passed on, though. I think Adam Warlock's going to take it from him, though. Then, long-time fixture of the New York underworld, Turk Barrett, has the Mind Stone. Drax the Destroyer has the Power Stone. Black Widow has the Space Stone. Super Skrull has the Time Stone. And Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, has the Reality Stone. So, okay. We start off with Black Widow jumping out of a building and talking about how she loves being dead because nobody bothers you or tries to kill you. You don't have to kill many people. It's nice. She made it from Madripoor to London without incident. Then things started getting weird. And this is all Logan's fault. And she hopes that he's enjoying being alive again because she's going to kill him. But yeah, she's been teleported with the Space Stone within line of sight. Turns out that, well, one, this is some profoundly British nonsense, as Jamie Braddock, Captain Britain and Psylocke's brother, is dabbling in the dark arts, as one does when you're a reality-altering mutant. And he has an army of children at his beck and call. So she follows it. And there's a little joke made about how Black Widow used to always make fun of the pouch crowd. And now look at her, in need of a pouch. So that was a bunch of his people. Makes it to Braddock, and he summons a 3-year-old Asp, which bites her. So she runs off. Anyway, so there's an old guy that in a lab and wonders where the popping sound is coming from. And the Merlin, King Arthur, Excalibur, that Merlin. And so, he goes and gets himself a pint. Meanwhile, Black Widow teleports her way through Jamie's abode, killing his guards, and then stabs him. And in fact, teleports him into a wall, allowing these ethereal silent viper thingies out. They can be shot, but yeah. Anyways, so she pops out. So she teleports out, comes upon Merlin relieving his body of the Guinness he drank, and it helps her free the kids. He also managed to stop snakes from following her and basically follow her all over the damn place as she pops around. And so she actually mentions that she thought she was up against the Hellfire Club, but she said Merlin explains that they're too busy sitting around drinking wine and grumbling about the X-Men, just like the rest of the internet. And but he saves her. They manage to get to New York. Merlin asks that Widow tell Stephen hello for her. And then she approaches things with, "You don't fuck with the magic makers." That's but yeah, Black Widow will be involved in Infinity Wars as well, so gotta set that up. Moving on to Spider-Gwen number 33. So, in the last issue, Gwen was arrested. She hires Hulk Walters, pro wrestler Hulk Walters, to be her defense attorney. Spider-Ham testifies. Gives her a plea, offers her a deal, throws out all the big stuff. And she's eventually found guilty, however, and sent to SHIELD maximum security prison. We run into Silk. Titania, who has what look to be metal arms. We see that Frank Castle's also in there. She also runs afoul of the Serpent Society, led by Diamondback. And it turns out that Vulture is actually one of the big wigs in there, presumably because he figured out how the collars work. But yeah, she often gets smacked around the yard, and nowhere else really is all that kind to her. Then one night, Captain America comes to see her with an offer from SHIELD Director Carter. She would be the sixth member of a team. Includes Silk, Black Cat, Frank Castle, Kitty Pryde, and Logan. But she would be out, but she turns down the offer. This next issue will the next issue we have the series finale. Do you hope Spider-Gwen I hope that Spider-Gwen manages to make her return somewhere, because I like the character. You know? I don't want to see it just end. Oh. Anyway, up next, Hunt for Wolverine, Cause of a Killer, number 2. So where we left off here, Mabel Arizona was going on her own little zombie apocalypse. Some of them attack Daken, and he's not healing. The zombies are being taken out, and Daken is taken into custody. Elsewhere in town, Sabretooth and Lady Deathstrike are also seeing what's going on. Both are attacked by zombies. Deathstrike basically fairly short work on them, though. Sabretooth gets bitten, and like with Daken, it doesn't heal. Their car is blown up, and then later on, or elsewhere, nearby, it says, Daken awakes, cuts his bonds, and tries to get information from his captors. Deathstrike and Sabretooth hole up. While Daken makes his escape from where he's being held. And finishing his thoughts up with this road trip fucking sucks. Next week will be the second issue of Mystery in Madripoor. So we'll see what's befallen the X-Women, or what befalls the X-Women next week. Anyways, next up we got Cable number 158, continuing this time hopping story with the villain monstrous techno-organic monster. Start off in the past with a flashback of Cable to when he was a kid, when he first dealt with it. Then it turns out this issue takes place shortly after the events of X-Force #2. Domino, actually the shape-shifting mercenary copycat at this point in time, and Cable are discussing the team, and Cable is also working on building a basically a danger room for them. So he explains that this will be a this will be a combat test where he's not going to join in. So basically, they have to work without. Anyways, urban combat training. Deadpool pops up out of nowhere, and somehow the hologram of Deadpool, the training hologram of Deadpool, is just as self-aware as modern Deadpool. That's what the hell what he's doing in the movie. And anyway, he makes very short work of the team individually. They're all going after him one at a time. And then Shatterstar slices off his legs, and suddenly, though, things start to go wonky with the simulator room, and Warlock shows up. And everyone comes, hey, Cannonballs, this ain't cool, man. Cable's trying to explain it. It's not a simulation, though. Get them out of it there. It becomes obvious fairly quickly, though, that it is not a returned Warlock. And something's not right with Professor Cable's onboard computer. But Cable goes after it. The team tries to fight it. They managed to stop it for a little bit at least, but it runs, and Domino's injured. Cable rethinks how he approaches the team. And looks like next week's going to be an odd one with 90s Cyclops and Jean and Kid Cable. Anyway, moving on to X-Men Gold #30, the finale of Till Death Do Us Part. So, start with a flashback to shortly after Secret Wars. We find out that the old Secret Wars from the 80s, that during that, Colossus met someone, fell in love. She saved his life, and then she died. Back there's the same spot. Kitty and Peter now looking at the setup for the wedding the day beforehand. And so then they go to Harry's hideaway, for the rehearsal dinner. Of course, all the X-Men are there, even Deadpool. Gambit and Rogue flirt a bit. Lockheed shows up with his dragon family, just adorable. The Beasts and the Icemen talk about they could be, they could make their own team. Younger Iceman the Younger, saying, we could go for we can take Fantastic Four name because it's not, no one else is using it. Illyana and Kitty talk outside, and Illyana kind of has some reservations about this. Kind of, as long as they've known each other, if Kitty and Peter were meant to be, it would have happened by now, but it hasn't. So, but anyways, so next day they're getting ready. Colossus declares bow ties to be an even more invention than Sentinels. Meanwhile, Kitty's getting her makeup done by Stevie Hunter, Congresswoman Stevie Hunter, I might add. Anyway, we get some. Also, I might add, there's some really, as someone who remembers the Summers Gray wedding of X-Men number 30. There's some nice little throwbacks. One, the fact that this is issue number 30. Next is the fact that Logan is watching from elsewhere. Storm took care of the weather for the day. So anyways, so Kitty's mom walks her down the aisle, and they exchange their vows. And Peter's about to put the ring on her, and his hand phases through hers. Try to find her. Kirk gets Peter out of there. We're kind of talking about what's going on. Illyana is blaming herself. Eventually, the two of them find one another. They talk. They just, and then the talk with Storm inspires Gambit, however, to propose to Rogue. And, well, they opt to simply get married right there on the spot. And by the end of the issue, while Shadowcat and Colossus are not married, Anna Marie and Maria LeBeau are now husband and wife. And they introduced a new ongoing X series, which has been referred to in previews as X Classified, Mr. and Mrs. X. So it's a Gambit and Rogue title. I'm not really, I may have to, if anything, for the first issue too, I think. Looks like we're going to be having cover art by the Dodds. Yeah, cover art by the Dodsons. Then in a couple weeks, we'll have the aftermath of the wedding as well. Kind of sad. I was really hoping, that Kitty and Colossus are a couple I've thought of, that to a degree followed since I got into comics and didn't get this close and then change their minds. But at the same time, it's cool to see Gambit and Rogue get married. Anyway, that's it for this week's haul. We'll be back next week. I'm sorry these are happening so late. Lately, it might be a few weeks before we get back onto a regular schedule with that. I say that mainly because I got a busy week ahead of me with my regular job, so I'm actually working an extra day. So I am going to be a bit on the tired side. But anyway, that's it for tonight. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my social media and Twitter are in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock saying live long and rock hard.